Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, it is over for Hulk Hogan.
John Cena is still a huge draw.
Raw tickets are moving like crazy.
And Kurt Angle is done with WWE rolls. I'm Adam Wilborn.
He hates them rolls. Yeah. Prefers a slice of bread to a roll.
Oh.
All right.
And
carbs.
This is the news.
Let's kick this one off by talking about my least favourite carbohydrate. That is Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Actually, he's more of a beef jerky looking guy, isn't
Nice.
he? Like he's all fried. He's all dried out.
Yeah.
That's pure protein, brother. Right, listen, he's there's some slight new information on his situation after he got booed on Raw, the fallout from that, the sponsorship deal with Real American Beer. Obviously, that's not going anywhere because WWE has an ownership stake in Real American Beer. So
and it's on the ring.
It's on the ring, exactly. Once it's on there, you can't get rid of it.
Nah.
It's like blood. Once it's there forever. But Fightful had an update on one of their podcasts over the weekend. Sean Ross Sapp talking about this, just mentioning how some people in WWE before the appearance were a bit dubious. They were a bit like, hey, there's possible that this guy might get booed here. Do we really need to do this? People backstage figured this was a possibility that could happen. It did happen, of course. Apparently, what they've heard is that the initial reaction from Hulk Hogan was that he was disappointed, but he was pretending to brush it off backstage. There were some murmurs about him thinking that maybe it was to do with his politics, but that Fightful haven't heard that. And also The Undertaker was on the show.
Yeah.
And realistically, if you think about it, probably about 50% of that roster, like any wrestling roster, share Hulk Hogan's political beliefs. Like it's a pretty even split between the two big parties. On top of all this, WWE are going to continue with the sponsorship. However, they have considered having another active wrestler be the face of it.
Smart.
So someone else coming in there. They had also discussed the possibility of using Hogan for additional bits and pieces, but this is now being re-evaluated as well. So it sounds like this guy, I almost called him a dumbass. He is. He's maybe had some stuff on the horizon, and that horizon has maybe disappeared.
Yeah, I think the most you'll see of Hulk Hogan is when they just do all the legends at the start of the WWE signature thing at the start of the show. Look, no great surprises here. Like you say, he comes out on Raw last week, he gets booed, he walks backstage, says, actually, that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing, because as long as people are talking about it, no, they're booing out your goddamn building because you're a daft racist, trying to shill your beer. And we speculated a little bit about this last week because there was rumours, that they could get someone else new in to be the face of Real American Beer. Because, why associate yourself with someone who's so clearly despised by the wider wrestling audience? It's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward with Saturday Night's main event in January because, of course, his face was all over that initially. But whether or not that's suddenly going to change, I would not be surprised. But we can exclusively reveal who the WWE star is that is going to have to shill for Real American Beer going forward.
A lot of these are currently on the floor, so it's not the truest thing of the roster because they do fall out. Who else have we got?
So it's either going to be
Johnny Gargano
or Zoe Stark.
Okay, I'm not sure either of them even consume alcohol, but whatever.
When it comes to beer, guys, why do it yourself when you can drink delicious Real American beer?
Did Zoe Stark drink any sake when they did that segment with Io Shirai?
I've tried to erase that segment from my mind.
I mean, Hulk Hogan probably enjoyed that segment.
Exactly,
real. Sushi.
Pure Fusion Collective, powered by Real American Beer.
Oh my gosh. Gee whiz. What a load of nonsense.
We're not going to see Hulk Hogan in a WWE situation aside from, like I say, old images for quite some time, and that's fine by me.
Yeah, although it's been real. Look, I'm not going to lie, I've had a great time taking piss out of this stuff this week. It's been great. But hey, bye Hulk, see you later.
Someone else who's on the Raw Netflix debut, of course, was John Cena. It's his big farewell year, and one of the best things arguably about that big Raw was John Cena declaring himself for the Royal Rumble match, and that's worked really well for WWE because WrestleTix noted ticket sales for the Royal Rumble got a big boost when John Cena announced he'd be in the Royal Rumble. He's been a huge boost for ticket sales on every show he has appeared on. He's doing 50 dates or something this year. He's promised himself, injuries permitting, hopefully, for the Royal Rumble, probably the Chamber, Money in the Bank, obviously WrestleMania. They're making the most out of John Cena's final year. It's understandable, And enjoy it while he's still here, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Roman's in it now as well, hey, that's at least 2 entrance themes you'll recognise.
Yes,
which is positive for the Royal Rumble.
That's at least 3.
They are. Big cast. What? Where did that come from?
Whoa!
He's back, and he's better than ever. It's good. John Cena still a draw, it seems. I think that for this year, it was reasonable to ask the question of, like, how big is this retirement tour going to be? He's obviously a huge name. That's not in anyone's... no one's questioning that. And he's one of the most successful wrestlers ever. And he's in the mainstream too, so, but this is a good sign. This is a good start. I think that's 3 huge names for the Royal Rumble. Boom, 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 straight away. Sounds good.
Yeah, Royal Rumble already looks absolutely stacked. I have a theory about the Royal Rumble, which I always stick to. I think you should have 10 from Raw, 10 from SmackDown, 5 Legends, 5 from NXT. You don't have to stick to that, rigidly, but I just prefer that than just like, we'll get 13 from Raw, including like 5 people who are just in there. Let's make it interesting. I know that only one person can win it, but... I don't want someone in there for 45 minutes with 0 eliminations because it's just a bit like... I think this is the big test for Triple H in 2025. He kind of nailed everything last year aside from Royal Rumble matches. And I know, tribalism, but just take a step back here. I'm a far bigger WWE fan than I am AEW. Take a note from AEW and their Casino Battle Royal that we were lucky enough to be at Wembley. Just non-stop pops. That's what I want from our Royal Rumbles, Andy.
That's a big thing. I don't think Triple H has done a great Royal Rumble yet.
No.
And look...
Then the last 10 minutes, great.
Sure.
That's like Cody and Gunther or Cody and Punk.
Some great individual moments in a lot of them. But as a cohesive thing, when the ring's just filling up with the mid-carders coming down to faceless entrance music, it's a bit grim. Especially when you don't then give those mid-carders something to stand out and feast upon. Pat Patterson... not a great human being. Actually, pretty terrible human being by all accounts.
But,
if you go back and actually look into things. But when he passed away, and he was the guy who put the Royal Rumbles together, they definitely took a hit in quality.
I agree.
I found, to be honest, last year, and the Royal Rumble's my most looked forward to show of the year.
Yeah.
I look forward to it every year, but last year's show was like swimming in a vat of treacle. It moved at 2 miles an hour. It was perhaps the worst version of... that little Twitter account where it's WWE wait times or whatever.
Yeah.
It was maybe the worst offender for that. And I don't need Hardy.
Was that last year?
I think it was.
Either way, yeah.
If it wasn't...
I don't need any musical performances, thank you very much.
I don't need long breaks. I'm not one of these people who needs half an hour between matches.
No.
Just tying it up. 2 great Rumbles, maybe 2 or 3 big title matches. That's all you need. Just make it neat and tidy and good.
I'm glad they've put a definitive date on the John Cena. I think that has helped because it's not just I know he's kind of winding down. We'll catch him next time he's around this. Oh God, this is the last time.
Yeah,
that's why he's presumably selling so many tickets. Fair play.
If you don't see him in your town now, it might be the last chance.
Yeah.
Basically. Oh my God, John Cena's
don't sleep on him.
Yeah. Don't sleep on John Cena.
Don't sleep on the man you can't see.
Yeah, don't sleep on the most successful wrestler of his era. Right, let's talk about Raw, because that's had a big uptake as well. And I think this is more interesting from a standpoint of what it means coming out of the Netflix show. But Dave Meltzer reporting in the Wrestling Observer's Daily Update, noting that they've gone past 11,700 in San Jose. I think that's where Dave lives, San Jose.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so he counted them. He's counted every one of them.
Or he's bought all the tickets.
Yeah, Dave bought them for himself. You see, they're on his office floor.
Did 50 Cent do that for a Ja Rule concert or something? Just bought all the tickets and sat there. You suck.
I mean, that's very good if he did. And, given that WWE hasn't announced anything huge for this show that would cause a big upswing, Dave reckons that it's probably to do with the Netflix debut and the aura regarding the product. And he notes that it's probably going to sell out. What we've got on deck for tonight, we've got Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in a street fight.
Yeah, end of that one finally.
Women's IC title tournament, Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai.
Come on, Dakota.
Sheamus versus not Chad Gable. Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser, which is a first time ever match.
I was about to say, no, neither one.
Yeah, it's a good pairing, to be fair.
They are awesome at kicking each other's ass.
And Chad Gable versus the best luchador in the world, which is who he asked for, which is probably going to be Penta.
Oh, sorry, I thought Dominic Mysterio, but yes, makes more sense.
CM Punk's at the show as well. So there you go.
Yes.
Yeah, it's moving and the business is still booming.
Yes, exactly. Paul London, Brian Danielson, there's buzz around this show.
Be Brian Blair.
Join the pod and enjoy this show. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they handle week 2, because I think week 1 was big pomp ceremony, casual fans, celebrities, that sort of thing. Now we're getting into it. I think. Do you know what? I said this on WhatCulture the last week. I think the big test is not last week or even this week, arguably. Although it will be interesting to see what the numbers do if we find out about them. It's the 27th. It's the Atlanta show, because that's like the next big one. But not like the whole, it's big Netflix debut and the Netflix people are in the crowd. It's the Goldberg show, Roman Reigns acknowledgement thing, and fallout from Saturday's main event and go home for the Royal Rumble. That's going to be the really interesting one for me.
It's a lot. Anyway.
Tell you who else could be on that show. Probably not, though. Kurt Angle. Because he said the exact opposite from what I just said. On Storytime with Dutch Mantel, he was asked about a potential non-active role within WWE, and he's kind of fine, which is nice to hear. He's just living his life, becoming a meme, effectively saying, I'm at a point in life where I'm okay, I don't need to do that anymore, I don't need to prove who I was or add anything to my legacy. Quite right. Obviously, we last saw him in-ring wrestling at WrestleMania 35, putting over Baron Corbin, which didn't really go the way I think Kurt Angle had hoped, but also I think he's very much aware that he's not the man in ring that he was, which is nice to see wrestlers kind of acknowledging that and not trying to, but one more 5-star match. No, well, give him one 5-star match actually, Dave. But anyway, he obviously has had a handful of WWE appearances. Raw is Triple X was his last one, January 2023. Interestingly, though, I didn't know this. He is remaining active because there are 2 biopics, I never know how to say that word, about his life and career going on right now. One about the wrestling side, and another one about the wrestling side, the Olympic wrestling side and the professional wrestling side. Can't wait for both of those. Love Kurt Angle.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he's in a spot where he doesn't have to rely on silliness. I enjoy him popping up on social media, like recreating spots with his grandchildren and stuff.
That's lovely.
It's nice. He's just settling into the granddad role of his life. He's just chilling with his broken freaking neck and his gallons of milk and his Olympic gold medals. He's vibing. He doesn't need to come and be a general manager or have one last match with Big Banter Baron, which didn't go so well. He's just vibing, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Good for him. Wouldn't mind seeing the odd Angle slam on some fools every now and again, but look, if he's happy and content not doing any of that anymore, that's kind of down to him, and we have to respect that.
Yeah, definitely. Stepping away and just not taking the silly little paydays.
No, exactly.
Good. I like
We don't need that kind of beef. Speaking of beef, more on beef later on today with the afternoon, so join us for that one. In the interim, though, why not check out this video right here?
100 greatest Royal Rumble moments.
Ooh!
And not many of them are from the greatest Royal Rumble.
No.
I don't think. So check that. It's right there. Bye.
Bye.